Here we are. Take it away, Graham.
Cool. All right. So that's that for that intermission. Next, we're going to get to know each other a little bit too. This is the part where I talk about the Zoom selfie. So here are some instructions. I know you can't click that link. So here it comes in the chat. Another thing. I think I've got the right one. Let's see if it pastes right. It does. Good. Okay. So if you can all open that in your browser, I hope this works for you. If you have any trouble with this, that's okay. You can use the ask for help button when you get into breakout rooms or whatever. But what I'd like you to do is just get to know the people in your breakout room a little bit, and also take a snapshot of your faces. So hopefully one of you in your group knows how to take a screenshot and then can paste that into your slide, and then take some images off the internet and paste them into your PowerPoint. All right, if you're not on a computer, which I know some of you are not, we can fill in the rest of this later. You can do the pictures and stuff like that, or you can ask someone else to help you out. You could do it together as a group. That would be great. In any case, yes, take note of your breakout number now. Rachel, are you getting those going, or do I need to do that?
Yeah, just a second. There's like one group that's just like you and me and Mike. So
Nice.
let me just make sure that there's like students in all of the rooms. Okay, that should be enough for now. Let's go with that. We're gonna do open. Here we go. So go to your breakout room, spend 5 minutes, complete the activity, report back.
Not quite able to finish, don't worry. We will make sure you take a chance. We'll give you a chance to edit these. These will be editable. You can fill it in a bit later, and then we can use that to plan the menu for the end of our class party. I'm just kidding. I wish we could do that. That would be really fun. But first of all, there would be 50 different foods, which sounds like a good time. Anyway, I'm blathering.
I saw an awful lot of mac and cheese. I don't know if it's actually that many foods.
We're up to 3 boxes as a family now, because my kids love mac and cheese so much that we have to make 1 million boxes now, or else not enough people get any to eat. So so yeah, your feelings on mac and cheese are shared amongst my family. All right, let's get to some of the nuts and bolts of our class a little bit, and then we will have another activity for you. Anyone who saw the math assessment on Canvas, that's due at 11, don't sweat it. We're giving you time in class today. All right, so back to our slides. Please find on Canvas a link to our syllabus. I am going to go over kind of some highlights here. I wish we were in person, and then I could just hand you a paper copy and you could like follow along as I go through this. But do feel free to head onto the Canvas site and open up your syllabus. Rachel, are you spotlighting your document cam?
No, did you want me to?
No, it just looked like it was for some reason. Maybe it needs to be muted. I'm going to mute it. I can't mute it. Okay, in any case, let's talk a little bit about what is the nuts and bolts of this class. How's it going to work? What are our expectations for you? So this is from the syllabus, but I wanted to kind of repeat it because this is our general expectations for you. This is what we want out of you all in this class. And this is what we think is going to lead to your success in learning about the amazing subject that is chemistry. So please come to class on time. And when you are here, take an active role. You all did awesome. I heard you talking to each other in your breakout rooms. You did the pictures. So you're off to a great start on this one. But by taking an active role in class, I don't just mean here in class when we're doing lectures together or in lab, but also outside of class, right? So you have to prepare. Do things like read the textbook. Our textbook is free. It's online. It's called OpenStax. There are links to it on Canvas. You can also just Google OpenStax Chemistry Atoms First, and you'll get this. You can also buy a print copy if you have the bucks and you really like to have things in print. I understand that, and I'm down with that if that's what you want to do. But certainly the textbook is useful. Some people find reading before lecture can help them to kind of absorb what's coming at them in the lecture. I talk kind of fast. I'm sorry. I get excited about chemistry. So maybe that will help you. If you've pre-read, you kind of know it's coming and you understand me a little easier. Maybe it helps you to refresh your mind and read after lectures. Whatever works for you. Try some different things if you don't know what works for you, but reading the textbook can be really helpful for you. Watch our videos. This is the link to Rachel's YouTube playlist. We are going to be populating both of our playlists with videos that are appropriate for our lectures, and they're going to supplement what we're talking about in class. So some of these are going to be pre-lab or pre-class videos that we want you to watch. And they're going to cover like the basic fundamental stuff. Some of you might already know a little bit about them, but we're going to reinforce that in those pre-lecture videos so that you can spend more time in lecture working on practice problems and getting help from us rather than just learning the definition of words or something like that. And then last but not least, make sure you're doing the homework. The homework is built in this class for you to practice the skills that we're going to be employing in our search for understanding chemistry. Part of that is also going to be doing group work. We're going to do group work via Chem 101 in class and other ways too. So the breakout groups that you just found yourself in will be your groups for a little while. We'll make sure that those are so that way you feel like this big world, especially via Zoom, starts to feel a little smaller and you get to know each other a little bit. And then make sure you're attempting practice problems. Don't just like passively watch as other people do practice problems, but actually get that pen and paper out and start working on those. The pen and paper, especially for me, is important because when I go into the lab to do chemistry that no one has ever done before, which is the real fun part of doing chemistry, it's all on pen and paper. I got to do my calculations. I literally am doing the things that you'll be doing in this class when I go into the lab whenever I get the chance to be there. So I spent a lot of time in the lab last term and over winter break here. I'm happy to show you my lab notebook. Come by office hours and I'll show you the secrets that are happening here at Lawrence. But yes, part of that, the practice problems in lecture look just like the stuff we're doing in lab. So make sure you're trying that out with a pen and paper. If you have any trouble, talk to someone. And there's a whole list of people you can talk to written in the actual syllabus document. They are, this is not an exclusive list, but myself, Rachel, and Mike are all here for you. We have 2 TAs. They are here today. Let's see. Can you wave yourselves around? How do I spotlight? Let me see. There's Daniel. Hey, Daniel, I'm going to spotlight you. Okay, Daniel is now spotlighted. Hi.
Hey everyone, I'm Daniel. My pronouns are he, him, second year, and if you guys need help, just let me know.
All right, so Daniel's one TA. Deefy, I'm going to spotlight you now. Oh, I got to unspotlight Daniel first. Okay, here's Deefy.
Hi everyone. This is Stevie. I'm a junior. Pronoun she, her, hers, and we'll getting to know each other.
All right. We also have. I don't think Demart is here. Is Demart here? I didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
Okay. Our lab, our stockroom manager is Daniel Martin, Demart. He's going to be our tech specialist when we finally make it to our big lecture hall room. He's also super friendly and amazingly helpful. So he's another resource for you. We have all the other chemistry faculty who are friendly people and probably would be willing to help you if their doors are open. There are more tutors besides Deefy and Daniel. We have the Axel group on campus. The list is endless. So there's no shortage of help. All you have to do is ask for it. And there's no shame in asking for help. In fact, that's when the fun begins. So come on by to office hours or whenever else, email, whatever works, get the help that you need. All right, so I belabored that slide a little bit. I'm going to go a little faster through this coming stuff. Rachel, feel free to chime in whenever. So this is the structure of the course. These are the things we're actually going to be kind of grading you on. We have participation. Come to class, try everything, ask questions. Oh no, I edited this. Looked at this bottom one here. Chem 101 will be used for a check-in each lecture besides today. Sometimes it will be a question. Sometimes it will just be a check-in. So you have 3 lectures that you can miss for free if you miss it because you slept through your alarm, whatever. You don't have to tell us. Don't worry about it. No big deal. But if you start missing more than that, it's going to affect your grade. There are participation points for you in the syllabus. And that's our method of checking that is to use Chem 101 and see the check-in.
Chem 101 is our homework software, by the way. This is where you're going to do all of your homework. It's a website. It costs $35 if you buy it through the website. It costs about $50 if you buy it through the bookstore. So you can make your choice based on that. But there are emails from us and there is a link at the top of the page. If you don't have the money right now, you can use it for 2 weeks without paying anything on the free trial. So if you're worried about the money or you need to talk to someone about it, go ahead and register, sign yourself up and start doing the homework right away. And then we can figure out how to get you access to the full site.
All right. We also have, as part of your grade, in fact, it's a whopping 4% of your whole grade. We are that desperate to see people. Just kidding. We want to establish a relationship with you. So you have to come visit our open hours. You can visit any one of the three of us, me, Mike, or Rachel. It's one visit. It can be on Zoom. It must be in the first 2 weeks. So I guess it has to be on Zoom. Honestly, if you want to email me when you're back on campus, I'll go for a walk with you outside. Even if it's freezing, I'm fine with that. I don't mind getting outside. I love meeting people face to face. So email me and we'll go for a walk. But you have to come in the first 2 weeks. If our actual posted open hours don't work for you, that is fine. Schedule an appointment. Good habit to get into right now anyways. Does anyone have questions about that assignment? All right, if you're late past the first 2 weeks, we're going to take away one of those percentage points each time. So don't be late, just come get to know us. And that will be good. Then the homework, as Rachel mentioned, is on Chem 101. This is going to be our online platform. It's a lot of practice problems just for getting familiar with the material. You are welcome to work together, open a Zoom room together for the first couple weeks or get together in person. We have tutoring sessions from Axel. That's every Thursday where you can probably get some help with your homework if you want to. In any case, it's due weekly. We have one homework due every week. I'm going to get the homework for this week. Yes, there will be one due Thursday this week. Probably going to be pretty easy. I'll get that out for you today. They're due weekly. You do have a 2 weeks grace period, so you can be up to 2 weeks late with no penalty. But after that, you can't turn it in anymore. Okay. So why do we have a 2 weeks grace period? Why don't we just make everything 2 weeks later? Because we want you to keep up with the material. So try to hit those deadlines as you can. The grace period is just that, because we understand stuff happens. All right. So yeah, keeping up with the material is going to be important. Okay, so that's participation homework. There will be labs. More on that from Mike tomorrow. You get to do chemistry with your hands. What more do we need to say? We also have weekly quizzes, almost weekly. There's 1 week where we won't have quizzes. You're going to take 8 total quizzes and you'll drop the lowest score. The quizzes are not worth that much of your grade in each one is not worth that much, but they add up to quite a bit because there's so many of them. We want to give you lots of chances so that if you have a bad day on a quiz, it's no big deal, right? These are not intended to stress you out as so much be like, this is the big day when you're in the gym and you're lifting the weights and you really push yourself, right? This is like prep for the exams. So some will be on Chem 101, some will be on paper. They will all be take home. You can use your notes, you can use your book, but you can't use each other. No collaboration on the quizzes. And we'll give you roughly 3 days to get those into us. It's, I guess, 2.5 days plus an hour. So did I miss anything there, Rachel? No, good, cool. There are no late submissions. So again, even in the worst case scenario, you missed the 2.5 day window to get a quiz done. You do get to drop your lowest score. So that one would get dropped, but we can't have any late submissions because sometimes the answers get released when the quiz deadline is over. If something is going to come up and you know it, let us know ahead of time and we can make arrangements. But it's important that you stay on top of those quiz deadlines. Okay, we also have 1 exam and 1 final for the class. And you can see how that all works out right here. This is where the points come from. I don't know why these are animating in, my bad. Okay, so here's the breakdown on how things work out. This is all in the syllabus document. I'm going to point you in that direction if you want to study this more closely. Here's the grade breakdown, same information, but in table format, including how many drops you get. So drop 1 quiz, drop 3 of the in-class show up in-class work grades. And that's that. Okay, so very briefly, here is my suggestions to you for strategies on how to actually study for chemistry, because some of you maybe haven't studied much because high school didn't challenge you or whatever reasons, right? So here's a typical homework study hour, right? You sit down, open, oh, it says sapling. That was our old Chem 101. Takes from 1 to 10 minutes because you have to restart your computer and then it installs updates and you have to restart again or whatever. Then you check your phone. That takes 5-10 minutes. You read a problem, 2 minutes. Then you go get a snack. Then you have to reread the problem. And then you Google the problem. And then you answer the Google answer. You just enter that into Chem 101. And then Google was wrong because Google's wrong a lot. Okay, so this is not a good study session, right? This is very inefficient. So here's some suggestions for how I might study. And we're actually going to give 3 examples, myself, Rachel, and Mike, because people study differently, and that's okay. So for me, I like to read through all the problems before I do any of them, unless there's one that I just can't stop myself, which does happen because I'm that kind of guy. So that takes me about 10 minutes to read through them all, maybe a little less depending on the density of the problems. Then I pick the easiest ones and I start there, the ones that seem easiest to me, because I get frustrated easily and I like to just get as much done as possible, as quickly as possible. I can, I'll do that for about 15 minutes. Then I'll find one that I actually want to try, a hard one. And, that could take up to 20 minutes. And I'll do that and keep going, finding harder and harder problems until I'm either done or I need to go get some help. And that way I don't waste any time beating my head against the wall on hard ones that I can't do. I just go get the help that I need. Okay. And then I'll do that until I'm done with my allotted time for my homework. Maybe I only had 2 hours to study or whatever, or I'm just out of energy and I need to go to bed, whatever it is. So that's my way to study. Here's Rachel's.
Did you want me to narrate this?
If you want.
Yes,
Do you want me to just...
when I do difficult things, I don't want to do them. And the only way I can force myself to do it is to set a timer for 30 minutes where I'm not allowed to do anything else, which is the painful way of making myself do things. So during the 30 minutes, I start with the ones that look easy that I can do without using the book. Then I go look in the book and in my notes for help. And then eventually I'm ready to try the hard problems. And if the timer goes off and I'm doing awesome, I keep going. And if the timer goes off and I'm not doing awesome, then I take a 10-minute break.
I like the don't check your phone or email. In fact, if you find yourself really having a hard time with the phone distraction, I got this app called Forest. Anyone seen this before? And in Forest, you plant a tree, and then if you look at your phone, the tree dies. And for some reason, this little virtual tree is really effective at keeping me from looking at my phone. So you can check it out if you are interested. It's super helpful. All right, Mike. Mike is muted.
All right. I don't know what you got from me here. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, good. This is what we talked about last time. Yeah. I've always gone through the chapter first. All right. And I just go through it very quickly just to kind of get the main ideas. All right. It's not like I'm reading it through. Then I look at the problems, do what I can. And then, if I get stuck, then I go back and I look in the textbook and I spend about 10 minutes doing, as much as I need to get that sucker done. All right. For me, the most important thing was finding a quiet place to do the work. Okay. I am horrible with distractions, and yeah, I feel sorry for some of the people. Well, I feel sorry for Rachel now, because Rachel's got the office right below me. And if I'm doing something and I got the music going, the feet are going, I'm playing the drums with the feet and everything else. So yeah, okay. I am easily distracted. All right. Thank you.
All right, so just some really quick ones. Don't Google for answers. It won't work anyways. But you can find alternative perspectives on the material. So if something is really hanging you up, like Khan Academy, I guess. There's some great chemistry videos out there, actually. Although watch out for the rabbit hole. Like I will watch Niall Red videos for a long time. Anyone seen Niall Red before? No, he just does crazy chemistry stuff at home. He's like playing with mercury, just dropping it from hand to hand. Anyway, good times, but not super helpful for this class. Daniel likes it. Watch out for those distractions. As Mike suggested, find a time, place, routine. Mine always turn on that thrash metal and I'm ready to rock on homework. Simply reread your notes. Don't do that because it's not helpful. Some people rewrite their notes. Other people, just like rehashing what we did in class isn't really going to be super helpful. You need to kind of re-engage the material maybe in a different way. So rewriting them can work. Don't do stuff alone, right? Form study groups, come to office hours, see a tutor. We really encourage that, especially for homework and studying purposes. Don't cram. We have spaced out deadlines. Every week we're expecting homework. Every week we have quizzes. We're doing that to you on purpose because that way you have to constantly be re-engaging material. This is one of the most important things for you retaining the chemistry that we're going to teach you, doing some work each day. Also important not to just punch things into a calculator, especially when we get to algebra sections. This is for me, again, pen and paper, rearrange your equations, do that kind of thing. And don't just read your text front to back. Skip around, use the search function on our online textbook. That's all really helpful. Try different reading techniques. Try before, try after. Don't try during, that won't work. But anyway, these are some things. The slide will be posted if you want to revisit that if you're having trouble with your study techniques. Also a great topic for discussion when you come to office hours.
Can I say one thing about that cramming?
Yeah, please do, Mike.
Okay. I found when I was in school a long time ago that by keeping up with the homework, when finals came, I didn't have to study that hard. And it was great. I found myself with more free time during finals than any of my friends, and I still did well. Okay, so keep up with the work.
That's the goal. That's the goal, Mike. Thank you. All right, it is time for the Chem 113 math survey. We are going to give you, how long, Rachel? Rachel, I'll let you introduce this. I'll shut up for a while.
So Chem 113 is a fairly new course. It is mathematical practices for chemistry. It's a 3-unit course that you can take at the same time as this course if you want, taught by me, yours truly. So this is a course for people who are looking for some practice on the math skills that you need for Chem 115 and Chem 116, or looking for a little support because you have math anxiety, or math is the scariest, most painful, most awfulest thing you've ever done. This is a place for you. This is a place for students who just like a little bit of focused practice on some of those skills. So to help you decide if this is appropriate for you, there is something called a Math Assessment 3. You'll find it on the Canvas page under week 1. If you would all take 3 or 4 minutes, there are 8 questions. You don't need a calculator to do it. There are a few skills that you will need to know for this class. I will post the link in the chat. So open the quiz, take 3 or 4 minutes. Don't use your calculator. Don't beat yourself up too much if you space on a couple of them. This is just an ungraded opportunity for you to review the skills that you'll need for this class.
An open hours visit. Got it.
Okay.
No problem. So let's see. You might define chemistry as the study of matter and the changes it undergoes, but already here we have like a vocab word, right? What is matter even? Matter is anything that has mass, takes up space. So you are matter, I am matter, my coffee is matter. Physical changes, right? This is a definition slide. This is often going to be the kind of material that I'm going to put into pre-lecture videos henceforth, but today, this is our first day, we're doing it here. Okay, so matter, that's the stuff we're worried about. That's stuff. I mean, it's so funny. People ask me, what is chemistry? It's like, oh yeah, we study stuff, right? But in like the most literal sense. Physical changes are the changes of state. This is when something gets hot or it gets cold or it goes from a solid to a liquid to a gas. I had an interesting question come up. I was watching the Packer game last night and my wife and I were talking about how sometimes they put Vaseline on their skin and to stay warm so that they can look real tough and have like a t-shirt on even though it's 0 degrees outside. And my wife asked me, can Vaseline freeze? And I said, I don't actually know. Is Vaseline even a liquid? I'm not sure. Questions to ponder further. Maybe we'll get back to Vaseline. I can't guarantee it, but anyways. So physical changes, Vaseline freezing would be a physical change, but it first has to be a liquid to freeze to a solid. We'll get into that stuff more. I don't know why my formatting is off. Apologies for that. Chemical changes are the changes of substance. This is when something turns into something else. This is the dream of the alchemists from long ago, where we take one material and turn it into a completely separate material with its own physical properties and stuff. The example picture here is showing water inside this beaker here. Everyone sees my mouse pointer? Yeah, cool. So water inside the beaker here. We hook it up to this honking huge battery, and we'll electrolyze the water and form oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. These are different things. Water is different than oxygen, it's different than hydrogen, right? You can drink water and it's good for you. You could drink oxygen, it would be very bad for you because it would be really cold, first of all, and it would also poison you. So pretty interesting, but that's what we mean when we say chemical changes. All right. A couple fun facts. If it exists, chemistry is involved. If you can buy it, a chemist was involved somewhere. This is a fascinating thing, and it is basically true, right? If you can buy something, a chemist was somehow involved. So maybe trying to convince you that this is important stuff. All right, so here's a little quiz game for you. There's no thumbs down reaction, right? I got to look at the reactions. We have, okay, give me a thumbs up if something is matter, and give me the cry face if it is not matter. I guess it's joy. It says joy. Open mouth. We'll do the open. Okay, so this one, that one if it's not matter, and a thumbs up if it is matter. Okay, so here's one. Here is a list. Are these matter? Getting a few thumbs ups. Nice. Okay, I tried to throw you a softball with this one. These are 10 vials listed across the row of the periodic table. Any of you who are periodic table junkies like myself will know that this is the first transition element series. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. I worked with a lot of these metals in grad school. I am an inorganic chemist by training. So was Rachel. So I'm really into metal. Metal is very interesting. That is indeed matter. The stuff in those vials is matter. How about this stuff? Matter or not matter? I'll read you the labels. It's small. Iron 2 sulfate, sodium sulfate, copper sulfate, nickel sulfate, cobalt chloride, and iron 3 chloride. Good. Okay. Interestingly, these metals over here turn into these metal solutions over here. Beautiful colors. I guess this is me trying to convince you all to be inorganic chemists. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of time. Here's one more. Is this matter? Now, this is In Flames live at Hammersmith in like 2000 and something. I'm a heavy metal fan also. I like metal for my chemistry, and I also like metal for my music. Okay, I've got a few open mouth faces. Mike is crying with joy because he likes heavy metal too. Kind of not matter. I guess it depends on which aspect, right? The guitars themselves are matter. The sound waves vibrating in your ears is kind of matter. But the idea of music or the idea of heavy metal is definitely not matter. All right, we'll get to more chemistry stuff. This is just a little taste, just a tiny bit. I stopped the screen share because I need to zoom forward to a few slides for Mike. He's going to talk about lab, and we'll pick up where we left off here next time. So Mike, let me reshare, and the floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to wait for that slide to come up.
Sorry, got so many windows. There you go.
All right. Want to just pop? All right, there we go. Just pop all the stuff on there. There we go. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what are we going to do in lab? Yeah, we're going to get some skills. We're going to play with some stuff. All right. We're going to play with spectrometers this term. We're going to just balances. We're going to learn how to, do a laboratory notebook. We're going to do some measurements, get all that stuff. We're going to practice in collecting data, practice with some of these instruments, practice with doing chemistry, learning some basic techniques. Now, and hopefully, that last one there, okay? Getting some friends, getting some people in this chemistry class that you feel comfortable working with. I can't emphasize it enough. It can help so much if you've got people that you can study with. All right. It can be a great benefit to you and to the others. So yeah. All right. I'm going to be able to talk to you some more about this tomorrow. But again, this is about what we're trying to do with the post labs. Okay. The lab exercises, yeah, 2 to 3 hours a day or per day. Nope, per lab section. The pre-lab and the post labs, I'm trying to cut those back a little bit. Okay. So look at it that much. If you're taking more time than that, talk to me, please. Okay, especially with the post labs. Critical thinking, yeah, I want you thinking about things. And
Mike,
then finally,
I'm gonna stop.
one last thing I want to say.
Yeah.
All right, Excel. I want to introduce you to Excel. Okay, so we'll be doing some stuff with Excel. All right, Graham, sorry.
No, I was gonna say these are slides from before. I think instead, what's the plan for week 1 here for lab? What do people need to know for tomorrow?
I'm going to talk at you. It's going to be basically similar to what we did today. Okay. I'm going to go through my syllabus. I'm going to talk about some laboratory safety. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to keep a notebook. And then we got a quiz. Okay. A measurement quiz that hopefully will cover, well, my intention was to cover what the lab work we would have done in class. All right.
Okay, so show up tomorrow in the lab Zoom room at your scribed lab time, and Mike will take you from there. Does that sound right, Mike?
It sounds right. Thank you.
Great. Sorry to steal a couple extra minutes from everybody. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Monday, and we will see you all on Wednesday, unless you're Mike, and then you get to see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, everybody.